In the next 90 days, the content landscape as we know it is about to completely transform. Custom trained AI tools, models, and bots are making most content creators obsolete, including myself, unless we adapt. But here's what most people don't realize. This collapse isn't just a threat, it's actually the biggest opportunity for creators since the start of social media. So today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to position yourself to profit from it. But first, let me show you what's happening right now with AI content creation from my personal experience. Just take a look at the thumbnail for this video. Less than a year ago, I was paying designers upwards of $300 to $500 or spending hours taking photos and editing them myself just to create a thumbnail like this one. But just last week, I custom trained an AI model to generate unlimited hyper-realistic headshots of myself in just a few hours and created this thumbnail in literally less than 5 minutes. Obviously, there was some tweaking in Photoshop and things like that I did to it, but long story short, this thumbnail was way cheaper and way faster than it ever has been before. So here's the reality. AI content creation is no longer coming, it's actually here. And it's accelerating faster than anyone could have ever predicted. But the real update, or should I say emergency update, for creators isn't about the technology. It's about what's actually happening to creators right now. To give you an example, 65% of e-commerce businesses are already using AI for product descriptions. YouTube has publicly declared AI as one of its big bets for the year. And by 2026, 75% of businesses will create synthetic customer data for content. So what do all of these random research reports and metrics mean to you? Well, plain and simple, the bar for both content quality and quantity are rising while the cost of production is falling, which means your window for differentiating yourself is closing more quickly than ever. The days of having the best content because you went to school for video or you're a really good writer, things like that are just simply gone. And this is not just another tech trend. It's a fundamental shift in how content is made, distributed, and valued. So you might be asking yourself, how are we going to thrive as creators in this new environment? And it's something that I've been trying to think about for the last few months as all of these things have been developing. And the answer I can give you is, well, first we have to fundamentally understand what I mean by content collapse. The interesting thing is what's happening right now and why I'm calling it a collapse is because it's actually following a very similar pattern to many dramatic shifts in economies and societies in the past. And the content collapse is a perfect storm of a bunch of factors occurring simultaneously. First, AI is dramatically increasing the supply of content. So anyone can now produce high quality material in minutes that previously took hours or even days to produce. Think about it, when everyone has access to tools that can generate professional quality content at scale, the market gets flooded, even by people who don't know what they're doing. Second is, as an effect of this higher supply of content, the platforms are getting overwhelmed, making it harder for any single piece to break through the noise. Back in the day, if you look at the first YouTube video, it was somebody at a zoo and it got hundreds of millions of views simply because there was no other content to push to viewers. But if you fast forward to today, the situation is the complete opposite. There's all of this content that's being produced and simply not enough viewers or really attention to be captured by the sheer amount of volume that is being produced on these platforms. The algorithms can only feature so much content, and attention remains a finite resource, meaning that 99% of the content that gets produced never even gets seen, including yours. And third, but most importantly, is the perceived value of the content is dropping as people become aware of the vast amount of content that they're solicited to consume on a daily basis. Even today, as I record this video, I just stopped watching stuff on YouTube because there was too much to choose from, and I already found the information I was looking for in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the first video I watched. So long story short, the content economy is breaking down because the traditional equation of time and market plus skill equals your value no longer holds. But there's a critical opportunity that's hiding in plain sight. And that is, the equation is now specific information plus authenticity plus volume equals value. So what does this actually mean? Well, the good news is content is no longer just about how long you've been in the game or how skilled you are. It's about cutting through the noise with specific messaging and information presented to you in a way that's unique and authentic, and repeating that equation at scale so you get discovered and retain your audience for as long as possible. And while at first glance, AI might not seem like the solution to authenticity, This is exactly how I've been using AI and how you can too to do just that. The key to profiting from this content collapse isn't about fighting against AI. It's about strategically positioning yourself to leverage it. And it starts with becoming what I call an enhanced creator. If you look around, the most successful creators this year aren't pure AI users or human creators. They're hybrid content machines who combine AI efficiency with human creativity. And by the way, this is not just some sort of idea of mine. Some of the biggest creators in the space are already openly admitting to leveraging AI, and some are even selling AI as their core product for creators now. And even speaking firsthand as a small creator on a budget who has 10 years of agency and production experience, I've now started using these tools and including on this very script you're reading right now to double or even triple my creative output. So here's how I figured out how to do this effectively. First, you're gonna use AI for the heavy lifting. That means first drafts, research, and ideation. This will free up mental bandwidth for higher value tasks like coming up with the actual video ideas, building your team, or being good on camera. Second is you're gonna wanna apply your specific human expertise, personality, and perspective to differentiate yourself. Separating yourself during the content collapse comes down to pure branding. Because remember, it's no longer about data or skill, it's about you as a person. Your unique voice and perspective can't be replicated by AI. AI will just help you amplify your message. Which brings me to my third point, which is focus on your high value areas that AI cannot replicate well. These include sharing personal experiences, creating emotional storytelling that resonates with your audience, and understanding cultural context and humor in ways that AI still struggles with. For example, have AI write your scripts to 80% and then give the final 20% your unique flair. This is personally what I do with all of my scripts, where I have AI create about 80% of the outline, and then the final 20% I go back and proofread and maybe add or delete sentences. For my own personal brand, I've even built out a comprehensive workflow that replaces the cost of a ghostwriter and a VA by taking my long form scripts and reformatting them to match the most optimal post formats for LinkedIn and Twitter. Which brings me to my next strategy for beating the content collapse, which is just getting better at prompting. Mastering prompting is the skill that most people don't even realize they need to be focusing on almost as much as creating the content itself. The way you engineer prompts has a direct impact on the effectiveness of AI tools in producing exactly what you want. And in a world where every creator will eventually use AI, this is what is going to separate you from sounding like a total robot. And on top of that, 95% of creators using AI right now aren't even including reference data in their model training, which means all you're ever gonna get is generic garbage, which people can immediately tell is AI. But enough with the AI stuff, because this is just to keep up with the pack. So what's actually going to separate you from everyone else? If you think about it, most people watch content for 3 reasons, and that's it: information, entertainment, and social connection. So in a world where there's unlimited content, out of those 3 things, what do you think is the one single thing that content alone can never replace? That would be human connection. And because of that, connection is now what becomes the scarce resource. According to Epidemic Sound's latest creator economy research, YouTube remains the top platforms where creators earn the most income, followed by TikTok and Facebook. But across all platforms, the most successful creators are just focusing on building communities rather than churning out content. And this is why every other day you see someone say, join my free community, or all of that other kind of stuff. Now, this means creating content that drives discussion and engagement, not just views. And it also means niching down into something very particular that you can attract a community audience for. It means developing direct relationships with your audience that can't be replicated by AI. And it means focusing on authenticity and consistent personality that people recognize and trust. That same research by Epidemic Sound found that nearly 50% of monetizing creators now spend 20 hours weekly on content creation. But the difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is how they distribute that time between content production and community building. The creators who are thriving in this new economy are the ones that understand that community is their moat against AI disruption. Now, I'm not going to take a deep dive in this video about community building because that's beside the point, but it is important to mention that besides using AI in your workflows, this is the only thing that you'll have left in setting yourself apart and maximizing the lifetime value of your follower base. So all in all, there's no denying that a content collapse is happening right now. And this isn't just another tech trend, it's a fundamental restructuring of how value is created and captured in the creator economy. The creators who understand this shift and position themselves accordingly won't just survive, they'll thrive in ways that weren't possible before. And I've seen this firsthand in my own content creation process. As a result of using AI to help me concept, ideate, and script, I'm more confident than ever, and I'm now creating more videos than ever because it's just gotten me out of my own head and has given me ideas and perspectives that help me think outside the box. So remember, the 3 key strategies we covered are: become an AI-enhanced creator where you leverage AI for efficiency while focusing on your unique human attributions. Then master prompting as a skill so you can build out better AI tools and workflows that give you leverage. And finally, focus on community as a connection, because that's going to become more valuable than ever as generic AI-driven content takes over social media. So the choice is yours. Will you be disrupted by this change, or will you be one of the ones who leverages it to reach new heights? By the way, I do have a newsletter. That is the only thing I'm asking of you in this video. If you can go and subscribe to that newsletter, I will send you new topics like this every single week. So be sure not to miss that. And, drop a subscribe if you feel like it. I'll see you in the next video.